Down and Dirty. Tips and tricks for keeping your plane out of the shop. Starring Steve's Dirty Hands. Today, mask it and then paint it. We're going to mask and paint our new wings so they kind of look like these old wings, except not beat up. They got a little beat up, and that's why we want to replace them, isn't it? Because this plane's flying a little wonky by now. Let's get these new ones going. So the first thing we want to do is mask this off. We've already applied our structural tape onto here, meaning this is the stuff that's going to help hold the plane together rather than just be decorative. I already know where I want to make the lines on this. So I just grab a piece of paper. I have a little pile of paper here that's already cut to size for what I generally needed to do. And I'm masking from the tip to the corner right here. Tip of the wing root, I should say. So that's where it meets the plane right there, the fuselage. And there's that side. And I'll do the other side. I just take a piece of tape, grab one of my pieces of paper with it, and lay it down where I want it. Okay, so now I have my wing root masks for that. See how easy this is? So I've marked these wings. I'm gonna mask them right there, starting at that point and going towards the center. Grab myself another piece of paper and mask. Grab myself a piece of paper and then line it up right to match the old one. So it goes from here to the corner here. And there we are. I meant match the other one. But the old one, the one that's on there already. Do a little closing up of my mask, like so. Beautiful. So now this is ready to paint this wing. If I want, I can also mask off the front edge here where this tape is, which will leave me an unpainted front edge that I can put some colored tape over. Ooh, let's try that. I just put some masking tape on right over the edge. And we'll do the front edge lined up with the edge of my original tape right there. So now I'm ready to paint this wing. Let's do the other one. Same thing, other wing. Okay, here we have a wing that's almost ready to go. It's a little blotchy, I don't really care. It looks good going by at 70 miles an hour, 50 feet over my head, you know what I'm saying? So, this needs a little touch up here, why not? And we're gonna make our black triangles that I typically do at the corners of the wings. The reason I put black and white on top with the orange is we discovered that contrast makes the plane much more visible. So if you paint the whole top just orange, it won't be as visible as if you paint the top orange and some white areas, and that won't be as visible as if you paint the top orange and white with some black stripes on it. So that's why we do this. So we're going to put some tape on top of our fresh paint. So what you want to do is put the tape on your sleeve or your pants first to take some of the stick away from it. You don't want to be pulling your new paint up. And then we take a piece of our mask. I already know where I'm going. I'm going from this front corner to this corner here. So otherwise you need to mark where you're going to go. And they will undoubtedly be covered by the paint you are applying. Now I'm just touching this down. I don't want to put any pressure on that. And we'll get our second piece ready. And tape on the sleeve or on the pants. And then tape on the mask. On this one, we're going from the front corner to just past the control arm, and there we are. So now I'm going to spray this pointing this way so I'm not spraying underneath my lightly applied tape. Point away from it. And there we are, sprayed both sides. First I sprayed this side and then took my masks off. Then I sprayed this side. I'm going to reuse those masks on my other wing. I didn't want to be spraying the backs of them with a whole bunch of black paint. And this on. And they're off. Okay, there it is. There's my wing with my chosen pattern on it. If this makes the plane look like it's going faster, really. So when it's going like 70, it looks like it's going 71. Very nice. All right. I'm ready for a little touch-up, and then I'm ready for a little flying. These are, by the way, the new Hawkfighter Max wings. We have a bunch more rods in these now because, you know, I just don't want anything to break. With those rods and the wingtip droop, they don't just last. They remain rigid, and they handle really, really well. This plane handles exceptionally well. You'll notice that none of my accent lines on the top of the fuselage are thin lines. That's because I sketch them in using a medium-sized magic marker. So it's a lot easier to sketch in a line than it is to try to draw a single thin straight line. So it comes out like that. It's pretty easy. Just rest your hand on something so it's not shaking around and then just sketch. And that's the whole trick. And we'll see you on a flight line.
Woohoo!